In the seats, cooking with the Rick.
Thank you so much for clocking in with your girl Lo. Welcome back to my channel. If you do enjoy the video today, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. And if you want to keep updated with the updates and uploads on this channel, please hit the bell below. Thank you so much in advance. And it is a happy Black year. Black History Month happens every month in this household. But I really want to come to you guys and discuss on I want to talk about Black History Month. Not too much long video. Let's get right into the video. Quick story time. Friday, I went to go hang out with some classmates in my classroom, and there is this older man. I'm going to call him Rock. And somehow, Rock got me in a corner talking to me privately about some things. And Rock is Israeli, Middle Eastern, and he, of course, felt a need to bring up Black issues with me. Which, I mean, I can understand. I'm Black, so I can understand why people, they might come to you with some of the concerns or questions or issues. I'm all for that. But the way Rock explained this to me, and I got two different emotions from him, which I think I never dealt with before. He explained, this is his analogy, that everyone is trying to take a cookie. And just, if you're a visual learner, follow me. And if you're auto learner, just listen to the words that I am telling you. So imagine here that there's a whole pot of cookies, and every person in America is taking some type of cookie. Either more than one, they're taking some type of cookie. Your cookie can be, I'm a vegan. Your cookie can be, I'm Black and Black Lives Matter, or I'm a conservative, or I'm gay, I'm a lesbian, anything. I'm Christian, I'm Catholic, I'm atheist. Whatever your cookie may be, you take one. And the way he explained it was, as everyone's taking a cookie, it's causing more division because everyone has a cookie. So he does not believe in labels, things that you culturally identify, aka a cookie. He pretty much wants to get rid of them because he believes with everyone grabbing a cookie, we are stepping back into segregation. This is what he believed. And before anyone says anything uncomfortable that might bother me, I really try to listen before I open my mouth. I'm very slow to speak. And, I took what he was saying. And I said, okay, there's a certain point that I can agree with you there. I'm not going to lie. As a Black person, being married to someone white and having friends who are non-Black and some of the things that they don't need to have on their radar, example, making sure no one's saying the N-word, I get some type of paranoia when I'm dealing with police officers. Even though I support the police, I'm going to call it when there is some police officers that aren't doing their jobs. I'm going to call that out. Just having like this paranoia, even when nothing happens. This is a mixture. This is a mixture of things, okay? That I feel like someone who isn't Black may not have to deal with or may not be in the forefront of their brain all the time, right? And you can't ignore that. You can't ignore that. But I also understand that there is a lot of different categories being presented to us. There's a lot of places where people can fit in. And in a way, it can cause so much division where there's so many lines being created. But at the same time, I also think lines are benefit because it's good to know who you are. Yeah, we can all mix, but it's good to know, okay, I'm Black. This is what I culturally identify with. I love this. I disagree with that. That allows thinking. It's good. It can have a benefit to it. So I did understand where he was coming from with that. I understood it. But it was the next thing that really bothered me. He explained that he doesn't understand why. How can I say this? He doesn't understand why people all want to find a way to complain. Everyone wants to be a victim. He explained that, you don't hear the Jewish people complain about what happened during the Holocaust. You don't hear Japanese Americans complain about being placed in concentration camps, I believe in the 40s. Forgive me if I'm wrong on that. So he is like, well, you are Black, and where you are now is way better off than you were 100 years ago, which I agree upon very much so. But this is my counter argument to that, which I'm not Jewish, I'm not Japanese American, so I don't understand that, but I am Black. okay? And a lot of the sins, I'm going to call SINS, that took place in this country, we are now reaping the harvest of it, you guys. That's literally what happened. I understand, okay, if you're not Christian, you're not, into that type of lingo, I understand it. But it was a treatment of people. You reap what you sow. And we have to acknowledge that. The systematic issues we're seeing, if you believe in that or not, the riots, the riots going wrong, not talking about the protesting, because I think those can be handled very well, but just literally looking like hell unleashed in American streets these past 2 years. A lot of it has to do with things not being acknowledged from the past. I truly believe that. And the things that I deal with, things that have been said to me, that have been done to me, yes, of course, I'm way better off than my answers in the past. But I still deal with very real issues today, and I can't be ignored either. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, we kind of back and forth, and I was like, well, Rock, you're not black, and I don't think it's right for you to try to speak for black people when you're not really taking the time to listen to me right now. I feel like you're not really listening to me. And I asked, like, do you have, I didn't really get into asking him anything. If he had black friends, I probably should have done that. But he was just so hard-headed, I feel like it was a hard time to connect with him. But I was like, I appreciate you sharing me your thoughts, but these are my kind of arguments to that. So, we moved on from that. And I still don't think he really, so we moved on from that. But the emotions that I got from that thought were very interesting. I felt like he was kind of almost giving me this jealousy because he's also a minority, that black people issues, they take too much of the space up. There's too much attention going on with black issues and trying to push black voices. It's always black, 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 and nothing else. And he's not the first person I had gotten comments from that were also minorities. People have always told me that they feel like the only American history is black and white, and other races, other cultures aren't discussed in American history, which I can understand why they say that, but also, that's another video. But, yes, and I feel like I was getting this vibe, like, kind of was just this, like, jealousy. Like, well, you take up so much space, it can't leave the room for anyone else to discuss their issues. And then the other emotion I was getting from him was, well, just get over it. But you can't tell someone to get over what they're feeling or what they're thinking. See, and I feel like that's something why a lot of the issues happen. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, don't tell someone to get over it if you're not willing to listen to them. With anything. And I don't want to make all Black History Month negative, because that's not what, I don't like to do that. So, moving on to my next point with Black History Month. My husband was listening to a morning show, and they discussed the history of dunk tanks, where you hit that baseball bat and people fall into the water. I guess because I have a really hard time taking these things in, you guys. Like, I get emotional. It weighs me down all day, so I have to take things in piece by piece. And I'm a history head, and U.S. history is a part of my really key interests. So trust me, when I say my mind is full with a lot of awful images and things, it is. But my husband was explaining to me how the history of these dunk tanks was, I believe they would unbury, they would pretty much dig up a hole, and then they would put a slave or a black person in there and throw baseballs at them and pay for it, which is heartbreaking. But I understand why we have to say those things, because it does remind us to keep fighting for things, and it can remind us, where we came from, right? And our ancestry and the things that have happened in America. And this is why, again, I'm keep talking about how I cannot tell you guys how much I'd be praying for this country and for things to get revealed and for things to get healed, because there's so much evil, wicked things that have been done like that. Sin, it grows, and it will bloom awful things. So I think that's why it's good to acknowledge some of those awful things that happened. But man, once I read that stuff, I'd be praying for forgiveness across the nation. I just be praying, man. I don't. It's so wicked and so bad that the only answer I have is to just go against it with positivity, because it can be so negative. But anyway, he was explaining to me the story of, the baseballs being hit upon people, disgusting. And I think this radio show they're trying to do it the whole month is pretty much explain really tragic things that happened to black people in American history during Black History Month. And I think those stories should always be acknowledged. Yes, always. Always. Should never dismiss someone else's pain, ever. But my question is that all Black History Month is to people? Because I remember growing up and, in school, all we would hear about is slavery. I felt like my biggest substance of actually seeing how awesome black people are, I got at home from books that my granddad would show me. And, my mom always explained to me my mom always showed me different clips of just amazing black artists. I remember my grandma showing me empowering documentaries. And that's where I got my love for being black at. It wasn't the school system. Oh no, it wasn't that. It wasn't on these different hip-hop music videos or different movies. No, because they were only portraying black people as gangster thugs, crackheads, prostitutes, or being whitewashed. That's it. That's all I was getting from anything outside of my family. So I appreciate my family for that, because they did that for me. So my question is that all Black History Month is? Just sadness and cruelty and tragedy? Because that's sad. That's sad. And I want Black History Month to be a time to also celebrate our success and our creativity and our innovation and our love and our families. Just the amazingness that we are. And no, we're not here to outshine any race. No, that's not the agenda. I don't want to even have to claw for that. It's just be equal. Just appreciate who I am, all that I am, and different ideas and the different perspectives that we have. Because man, God made us, and He did not waste His time. He did not make a mistake. He knew exactly what He was doing. And yeah. So I just I understand why we say those things, but I guess I just wish that wasn't the only thing being pushed. And this is why, honestly, the film Black Panther was so dynamite, you guys. This is why it was so culturally moving. Because it was something that was finally different. They were complex characters. They were smart, intellect, beautiful, handsome, soft. You had a good and bad thing going on. They were thinkers. They were creative. It was just amazing. It was amazing. And I think that's why that movie still sticks with black people so much. Especially me being in the cosplay world and the comic world and, all of that. Black Panther is just so inspiring. It's so inspiring. And movies like that. But I think this is why also, too, a lot of people in the black community have a hard time with slave movies always being the only movie that's portrayed of us. Which I have a hard time watching those movies, but I still do. I'm not going to know people's stories. I think they are amazing films, but I can understand why black people get so frustrated, because it's dang, we're not just slaves. We're not, And also to move on, this is I'm going to end on a really good note. There's a YouTuber that I watch, Armon Wiggins. Forgive me if I mispronounced that name, but he met Kanye West, and I'm not going to explain everything because you can check out the video. But pretty much at this meeting or brunch that they had, pretty much Kanye West, he brought all of just the massive platforms of media, of black media, and each representative was black. And you guys, I got so emotional listening to it, because having to hear the whole history of the dunk tank and people getting baseballs hit at them, it really brought me down today. And then when I heard a black YouTuber talk about a black artist bringing black media together for our creativity and our intellect and just showing who we really are. I love that. There's no ceiling, and I just love it. It made me feel so good. And that, to me, that's what, man, Black History should also be that. Just celebrating the success, celebrating our beauty and our creativity and our power. And it's not here to outshine nobody. We're not here to outshine nobody. We're just here to claim our voices and show you, yeah, we're here. Just like everyone else is here. It shouldn't be oh, good job, black person. Oh, good for you. No, I'm just here. Just soak it in. Appreciate it. And And I just loved hearing that. And I'll link the video. I'll put the link of the video in the description box. But I thought his story was amazing, and he was just explaining how he felt during that whole time, just being surrounded, being black, all dressed in black, and just being around amazingness. It was awesome. You guys, it's editing low here. Um, Here's an encouraging point that I have to say, because I realized I didn't really give no action to movement kind of point. I went to church Sunday, and the pastor was explaining that if something really fires you up, make action, make a move. So this is my move. This is me making action to you guys and getting this word out. But also too, my action to that was going to the museum here in my city, and beautiful, beautiful city. I live in a pretty beautiful city. And there is a museum, but they had a particular collection exhibit for Billie Holiday. Beautiful woman, beautiful woman. And I just love capturing the moments of her. And also, too, she was a powerful woman that discussed a lot of social injustice during her time. A lot of it was expressed in her music. And she truly was a threat to America. So I guess that's my action. Like, go out there and experience the world. Go learn, go educate. Because I listened to Billie Holiday growing up, but I did not know in depth, like, all that she did. And I got so much enlightenment and was inspired and so educated for everything that she did. So I guess, start off simple. Go out there and learn. Go talk to people. Go to museums. Go to festivals, to concerts, to conferences, lectures. Just go out there and appreciate black people, man. There's so much out there. Just go do it. If you don't feel good about going outside because all the drama that's going on, watch something from home. Contact a friend, contact a family member. Yeah. I'm so happy because I feel so good getting this out because I'm really being dedicated to myself to discuss things that are uncomfortable for me to talk about and still pushing through it. You feel me? So I'm gonna start talking and start rambling, and I'll get right back into this video. Thanks, you guys. And that really just made me happy it made me happy to be black and to know that there's all these things happening behind the scenes to uplift us and to show the world that we're equals and we're just here. And that's the beauty of Black History Month, and I really hope we're all just taking it in and appreciating it, and us making history and us just being us. It's gonna go on for the rest of the year. It doesn't stop once March 1st hits. It doesn't stop. So yeah, you guys. I wasn't trying to get too emotional. Wasn't trying to get too upset with this video. Hope I did not. But thank you so much, you guys, for clocking in with your girl Lo. Me, it's time to clock out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.